Welcome to TRS Clips, where you'll find happiness through your own curiosity. I gotta ask you this directly at the start of the podcast. The last two seasons, when you were batting lower down the order, see, again, as viewers, we understand cricket from the commentators. So the commentators say that batting at number 6, like batting as the finisher, is probably the most difficult thing in T20 cricket. I genuinely believe you're too young a guy to be given that responsibility. But when the last two seasons were difficult and all this online trolling was happening, how were you dealing with it? Do you switch off from the internet? Because that's what all the reels now are about. That, dude, what did you guys do for like 2 years? Why did you all trouble this guy? Give a young cricketer some time. So when you came through this season, I think a lot of these troll pages were feeling kind of bad almost.
Yeah.
I think the whole cricket fan circle in India was feeling bad. And at the same time, they were feeling really good.
Yeah.
Like to see the future of Indian cricket perform at number 4 this way.
Yeah.
But over the last 2 years, how are you feeling?
It was tough. I feel now they're using a word that's maturity. And they say maturity comes with age. I do not agree with that. I say maturity comes with pain. And the pain for me was not performing. I could care less about people saying things about me, trolling and etc. Having said that, it does affect you. The first 2-3 years of my life, of my IPL career, the first year was very nice, right? I was 17, I came to the scene, got a 50, etc., youngest and all of that.
Teenagers smacking sixes.
And I was like, dude, these guys are telling such nice things about me. They've like put me on the top of the world, and I took all of that. So I took it to heart. I was liking it. And then once the next season failed, the season after, then I was like, okay, the things I used to do when I came, I used to do the bihu, I used to carry my gamusa, all of that was being translated into hate. And I just couldn't understand, like, people like this, why are they hating on me now? And then I had to figure like what actually mattered. I knew I was capable, I knew I had to work hard. And then once you figure that out, everything else just comes on like white noise. And it just took me a little time to understand that. It took me a nice 2-3 years to understand that and then shut it off. But then you can't really shut off social media. You'll end up watching it somewhere. You want to search something on Google, you'll be on the first page, like a first feed, right? So it's what you want to see and what you don't want to see. It's just a hard thing to do, yeah.
Do you switch off from social media?
I do. This IPL I did. Even now I am off social media. And I think you get validation from that, right? And as a young kid, you like that validation. I don't care what anyone else says. If you see something on social media, if you see someone speaking good about you, you like that. There's no point of not liking it. But then what happens is once you repetitively like keep listening to it, it becomes a habit. Like you want more of it. So from shutting that down is really hard. This year especially, because 3 years of continuous trolling, and then this year everyone's speaking about me. Wherever I go, people are chanting my names, this, that, commentators, etc. So this year was very hard, but I knew this was make or break. If I didn't switch off now, I would like get habituated to this, and then I'd want more next year and want more next month. It was tough, but yeah, managed pretty well.
What's your big lesson out of this 3-year phase? Not just this year, but even the suffering in 2 years? Overall, what's been your lesson?
You should have 4 to 5 people who you trust blindly, who are close to you, and their opinion should matter about you, regardless of anything. If they want you to change, you think about it. Okay, I might need to change. Those 5 people, that small circle, whatever's coming from that, you take it to heart. Everything else just doesn't matter, because the same person who's gonna bring you down when you're not performing is the same person who's gonna change your mind and just make you play for India. Last year they didn't want me to play the IPL. Now they're saying I should play for the country. Like, you see how fast it changes, right? So I feel that those opinions, who they come from and what matters to you, is very important.
I have a friend called Gaurav Kapoor. He hosts Breakfast with Champions.
Of course,
When I didn't know the cricket world closely the way I do now because of the show, I'd asked him about the cricket world. And I asked him that what's the best and worst thing about cricket, the whole ecosystem. So best, he said, all the stories, the inspiration that comes up. But when I asked him about the worst thing, he said that people don't understand how ruthless it is for the guys involved.
True.
And that's one thing I've seen with all of the cricketers on the show as well. you guys go through a lot from a mental health perspective, from an emotional perspective. And honestly, I don't think that me at 22, I wouldn't be able to handle what you guys go through at 18. You made your debut in the IPL at 17.
17, yeah.
It's crazy. So I also don't think that you guys have been that active on podcasting on the internet until now. So only now people are understanding your psychology.
Yeah, true.
But you guys have some very, sorry I'm using the word, but a little twisted reality. It's not a normal reality of a 22-year-old.
100%, yeah.
Do you ever think of this when you meet your college bros or school bros in terms of their life? Probably their careers are just starting out.
Yeah.
And here you're third on the orange cap list.
So this is one thing with me. I rarely have a school friend or a college friend because what happens in Assam is it's a very narrow mindset. It's sad, but it's true. People look at their achievements and their goals at a certain level. They don't want to dream too big because they're afraid to fail, and there's no pathway. Me starting cricket, there wasn't a pathway or an idol from Assam who had done what I wanted to do. Now, if you go to Mumbai, you'll see Sachin sir, you'll see Rohit Sharma, and etc. So now you know, okay, Sachin sir did this, and played this, scored here, and stuff like that. Assam, we didn't have that. So I knew if I wanted to set an example, if I wanted to do something different, if I wanted to play for the country, I'm going to have to sacrifice a lot of things. Friends is the most easiest thing to sacrifice, but the hardest thing. Because you're what, 12, 13 years old, you want friends, right? You want to go to a birthday party, etc. You want to go have a slice of pizza or anything. But then sacrificing that, I think has helped me now. I don't really have that many friends. I have a 5-6 friend group circle, and that's it. So it's a lot of sacrifice, but then once you figure that out, there's a bigger goal at the end of the picture, and then it just works out.
I want to keep this very organic, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get something off my chest.
Yeah.
I was saving this for the end of the podcast, but let's just get it done with right now.
Sure.
I genuinely believe that you're a future India player, and I think you're going to do something crazy for the country when you get the chance to. Because I've been watching cricket all my life. Sometimes you just know about a certain khiladi when you see that person play, the attitude on the pitch. I felt this about you even at 17, but at 17 it was like, okay, let's see what happens going forward. The fact that you've mentally come out of this phase and now you've become what you were this season, beard mode activated.
Beard mode 2.0. They were saying 2.0, right?
I'm really rooting for you. There's a lot of
so
cricket
much.
fans even sitting here. All these guys are rooting for you. So you've got a lot of people backing you in terms of where you're meant to go. How do you feel about that? Do you take that as like pressure? Do you take that as motivation?
So now that people are supporting me, now that you've said what you've said, it's very easy for me to take it, but then it's very hard for me to take it as well, because for the larger part of my IPL stint, because in India IPL is the biggest thing. Indian team, it's a separate fan base of course, but then IPL is the biggest festival that happens in cricket wise, right? So me having to face all of these in the last 3 years is now, anyone says anything about me, I just can't take it only.
Detached.
I just can't, because I've heard so much and I've taken so many things to heart. I just can't relate to something. Now, they say, one of my friends said day before yesterday when I was in Guwahati, like, this commentator said this about you. I'm like, last year that guy was shitting on me. Like, how do I take this? I just can't, because I'm not a person like that. If I see something, I want to know what's going on and then have an opinion, or not have an opinion at all. People out here are having opinion for funs, and it's like they don't care how it's going to make me feel, and they just say it out loud, and it's on national television, and that has like given me this mindset, okay, I just can't. No, even if you say something good about me, I just can't really take it. Thanks, you're a well-wisher, thank you, but then
it doesn't sink in.
Yeah, just can't.
Okay. I guess that's a healthy mindset to have.
That's actually a healthy mindset, yeah.
Because if you're not taking in all the positives, when the negatives happen, which it might, it's sport.
It's certain to happen. You're going to fail 75% of the time in cricket. It's a fact.
It's almost like self-defense, in a way.
100%.
Okay. Your seniors in the Rajasthan Royals team, I think you were blessed with very, very intelligent and experienced seniors. You had Yuzi Chahal, R. Ashwin, Sanju Samson, Joss Butler,
Ben Stokes.
Ben Stokes, over your whole tenure. What have you learned from all these guys about cricket? Is it, I'm guessing this detachment thing that you're just speaking
Yeah.
about is one of the lessons?
Yeah.
What else?
I think the biggest lesson was from Stokesy. This was 2020 IPL. I was 18 years old. Stokesy got hammered one game. Like, he was getting hit for sixes, he got out, etc., etc. And he basically lost us that game. Like, it's a team effort, but then that over lost us that game, whatever. So he was sitting in his bus. People are booing him, people are abusing him, etc., etc. I used to go through a lot of social media back then. So I opened social media and everyone was just hurling abuses at him. So I went to him, I sat next to him in the team bus. I'm like, how are you feeling? How are you dealing with this? He opened his WhatsApp. He showed me texts from his wife, from his mother, from his dad, and from one of his close friends. He said, 4 texts after the game, and that's all I want. And that's all I care about. He said, these 4 people are the ones who can have opinions about me. Actually, they won't have opinions about me. And regardless of how I play, they're going to tell me they love me. And I was like, okay, that's nice. Because once you have that assurity of those people being there for you regardless of anything, you just go out there and express yourself. You don't have expectations of what other people are going to say, what the commentators are going to say, what ex-pundits are going to say, right? Because I know after the game, regardless if I score a 0, regardless if I score 100, I have those people. And I think that was the biggest lesson for me.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out all the other clips we've uploaded on this channel. You'll find a clip related to almost every single topic as long as you're willing to search for it.